Welcome. Life's messy, funny, and full of stories worth telling. On Cat Stories, we bring you a bunch of short ones every time, quick, relatable, and maybe just what you needed today. My name's Kathleen and let's jump in. And for our next post, am I the idiot H for not answering text? I was working a temporary 3-day job at a motocross event when I overheard one of the guys I had seen at another job say he had to pay $56.00 for an Uber to get there. Now, mind you, we were getting paid $180.00 daily for this job, and that was $56.00 one-way trip. But later that day, he saw me, walked over, and asked if I could give him a ride home. He would give me gas money. I said sure. After work, while driving to his place, he asked me to stop at a restaurant to get food for his wife and kids. It was along the way, so I agreed. He gave me his address, which turned out to be a shelter. I dropped him off, and he thanked me, hoping I could pick him up and drop him off for the next 2 days of the job. I said no problem. The next 2 days, I picked him up in the morning and dropped him off after work. On the last day of the job, he got in the car with me and asked me to take him to the store before I dropped him off. I said sure and that it would be $15.00 for the rides. He looked at me with a sour face and said, $15.00. Okay, no problem. Reluctantly, I'm thinking in my head, here we go, as he dives off. You should have told me how much it would be when I asked you to drop me off the first time. I paid my own way. I'm just listening. I'm a man. I didn't need you to pick me up. I just nod my head. Okay. Do you still need to go by the store because we're still on the way? I could been an age and pull over and kick him out my car, but I'm not that guy. He says no, just take me home. I say, bet. I drop him off, get out of my car, slam my door, and walk away. I just nod. Okay, gotcha. Now, mind you, another job is coming up for the same company, and it pays the same amount for 2 weeks. By this time, he had my phone number, so I texted him to be ready when I was on the way. Anyways, there were 3 weeks till the job came back around, and he sent me a text. Hey bro, they just posted the job again. Can you pick me up? I deleted the message. He texted me again. Yo, just trying to see if you can scoop me. We can talk about gas. I deleted that message. He tried to call me. I sent it to voicemail. He texted me. I really need your help getting to this job. Can you hit me back? I deleted that message. Then sent one last message. I take that as a no. I deleted that one and didn't respond to any of them. He said he's a man. He can pay his own way. He can do just that. When I got to the job, I saw him there looking disappointed, meaning he had to catch an Uber, and he gave me a mad look, so I avoided dealing with him. I switched to the night shift, got paid more money for that anyway, and less stress. So, am I the idiot H? And for our next post, am I the idiot for asking for my sister's flight details? I 25F am staying with my parents, and I have a younger sister 23F who is currently studying working overseas. She's planned to fly back, and my mom informed me regarding the date. As the date is approaching, I text in the family group to ask for my sister's flight details. We usually will drive over to pick people up from the airport. My sister proceeds to drop me a private message to tell me to have some respect for her privacy and that she does not want to share her flight details. I text her back to say that we just need her flight details to pick her up, and she rebuts to say she will make her own arrangements. Is it really considered an intrusion of privacy to ask for someone's flight details? And for our next post, am I the idiot for eating a to-go croissant at the coffee shop? My wife and I were out running errands. We stopped to get a coffee and a snack. We both order a coffee from the barista who comes around to take coffee orders. I then get up to order a croissant from the bread counter. Upon ordering, I'm informed that there is a $2 surcharge for eating here. I decline this and say takeaway is fine. I return to the table. The coffee has arrived, and my wife has ordered some food as well. She ordered an egg salad sandwich. I tell her about the silly $2 surcharge on a $3 croissant. I put my croissant in my jacket pocket to eat later as we walk to the next shop. When her egg salad sandwich arrives, I can tell she doesn't want to eat alone, so I take out the croissant and eat with her. Then she goes quiet, doesn't say another word till we leave. Outside, she proceeds to tell me how upset she is by what I ordered and should have paid the extra. This is obviously a bit of a surprise to me. Instead of escalating things, We both decide it is best to go separate ways and she decides to go home. Am I the idiot? And for our next post, am I the idiot for confronting my friend for stealing my business idea? 118F. Have this dream of running my own coffee truck. I have the camper I'm going to renovate already. I just need to save up and find the time to start it as it's a huge project. However, I made the mistake of telling one of my closest friends, we will call her Elizabeth, about my idea. She said that would be cool and didn't say much else. Well, a few days later she tells me she's got this great idea she thought of. She told me she wanted to do a coffee trailer. Didn't acknowledge that it was my idea or anything. She then goes on to say, didn't you say you wanted to do something like that? As if I hadn't been planning it for 6 months and had told her about it not too long before this conversation. She even said you can work with me if you want. No, I wanted my own business. I don't want to work for you. She has been posting about it all over her Instagram story and now people will think I'm the one who copied her because I'll be announcing it after her. And about a day after she told me her idea, she got her own. Using daddy's money. I had to save up for months to buy the trailer and make sure it was really what I wanted to do. But she gets to decide within 2 days of me telling her about my idea to do a trailer. When I confronted her about my feelings, she basically said sorry, but coffee trailers are really popular nowadays and my therapist told me to do it. Maybe I'm overreacting, but I'm really hurt because I thought I could trust her as she was my closest friend. Getting lots of mixed reviews, so here's a little edit. Elizabeth also got her mom to message my mom for some reason. My mom did not want to be a part of this. Also, we are adults. We can work it out ourselves. I believe she did this to scare me. I am aware my coffee truck isn't original, but it's the fact I'm not given any recognition for giving her the idea. And for our next post, am I the idiot for stealing a public parking spot? So it's a rainy Saturday evening. I'm looking for a public parking spot on the sidewalk to get to a restaurant. I finally find a car that's pulling out of their spot, and as soon as I'm parking the car, a woman comes out of nowhere and says that her husband is coming to get the spot and that they were already there. I was really hungry for food and in a rush, so for once in my life I stopped giving a fudge about giving her the parking spot as she shouted that she'd get behind the car to get hit by me. When I managed to park anyway, she said that karma strikes back and more stuff like that. Am I the idiot? And for our next post, am I the idiot for not helping my mother with her bills? For context, I 24F currently live on my own as a nurse with good pay. My relationship with my mother is rocky due to her severe mental health issues and suicidal ideations growing up. She always used to be such a hard worker, always trying to make ends meet, but after I graduated college, she has given up. Sometimes I feel she pushed me towards going into the medical field with the goal that I will financially support her after college and she can therefore give up on trying to work. She has a freelance job that has suffered ever since COVID, and it has been frustrating me that she won't even try to find another job, considering she spends most of her time watching TV on her couch. She's also very, very lucky. With rent prices on the rise, her rent has stayed $700 a month and she still always gets behind. She has other bills and loans due to her poor financial decisions and has really put me in a pickle. I had no issue helping out with bills when I was living with her, but this year I moved into my own place and in December I am planning on moving out of state with my GF that I definitely want to save up for. My mom will send me paragraphs of texts and relentlessly guilt trip me to send her money. On one side I make more than enough money so I could easily pay her bills, but am scared that if I keep doing it, she will expect it more and more, to forever count on me to be her main source of income. On the other side, I would never forgive myself if my mother were to go homeless because I wouldn't help, and it's also stressing that if that were to happen, I could never have her stay with me due to the circumstance that I'm gay with a partner and she is violently homophobic. She's also a diabetic and is purposely not taking care of her health. My mental health has deteriorated greatly due to this situation and I'm stressed all the time, especially as she always openly threatened and attempted side my whole life, now more than ever. I'll send her $100, $200, about 2x a month, but then feel guilty seeing the thousands I have in my bank account. Am I the idiot? And for our next post, am I the idiot for asking for crunchy bread when my sister can't eat it? My 20F sister 18F got her tonsils out about a week ago and still cannot eat hard solid foods. She's eating mainly soups, baby food, or vitamized meals. I decided to also have soup for dinner. When my dad asked for things for the shopping list, I asked for crunchy bread since I like having it with soup. My sister got really quiet and my mom called me an idiot. So, am I the idiot for asking for the bread? And for our next post, am I the idiot for asking my neighbor to keep their dog in their yard? We moved into our home 2021. Our house is on a cul-de-sac street but no HOA. Our side of the street shares the backyard with a church and no one has a fenced-in yard. While we were moving in, a dog was on our porch. It was winter and we do care for animals, so we wanted to help get it safely home. It turned out to be our neighbors. They live on the corner, so the back of their house faces the side of ours. As the weather broke, we started to meet other neighbors and found that the corner house goes down south for winter and come back around Memorial Day. After that we did start seeing the dog again. It was in our yard and unsupervised a lot. I asked her to keep the dog in their yard or at least supervise it so they could clean up after it when it would poo in our yard. I was pregnant with my first baby at the time. I didn't want to worry about watching out for dog poo. Our wedding was very small because of COVID, so when it came time for a baby shower, it was the first big event in our families. We had a BBQ to celebrate our marriage, home, and baby. It wasn't over the top and we were sure to check with the city to make sure we didn't need any permits. We are big rule followers and try to be considerate of others. My brother and his family came to stay at our house the weekend of the party. They were eating dinner on the porch the night before and the dog wanders over and starts begging for food. I shooed the dog away. The morning of, same thing. But the neighbor was out, so I asked her again to please keep the dog on a lead or supervised. Her response was to tell us to use weed killer. People in our city care very much about mowing their lawns 12 times a week. We don't, but are sure to not break laws regarding length of lawn and mow about every other week. The next day the dog was in our yard again, and this time I told her after checking city laws to make sure it was clearly written that I would be calling the police and animal control next time the dog was in our yard. They had to back the blue sign up so one would think they would be law-abiding citizens. The day after that I was in the driveway when their adult daughter came up to me and said, "Hey, see asterisk asterisk asterisk, you better not threaten my elderly parents ever again or you'll have me to answer to." After that we had a fence installed on just the property line on their side of our yard. When they noticed utility lines being marked, she came over during Halloween to say we got off on the wrong foot, but no apology for how they treated us. Was I an idiot for not letting the dog continue to do what it had always done? The previous owner of our home had a dog too, and they used to play together. I feel for the dog because its whole life it seems it was able to run free. But I also didn't sign up for that when I moved into this house. I don't think it was unreasonable to ask for the dog to be supervised, but maybe it was going too far and threatening to call the police. That's all for now. If you enjoyed the stories, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Got a story to share? Drop it in the comments. I'm always up for reading them. Until next time, it's Kat. Goodbye.